Facebook family, what's good? Happy, merry, happy 2016. I told you I'm excited. I told you I couldn't wait for it to get here. I was excited beforehand, but it's here now. And so I wanted to come give you a message. And you know me, I'm going to start off with a story because that's what I do. But before I even start off, I just want to say a shout out to all of you who text me, who email me, and let me know that these videos are making a difference in your life and the lives of your friends. I appreciate all of you sharing because, like I said, that's what I'm here to do. That is my purpose. I'm definitely breaking through that wall and taking more of it on in 2016. I already told y'all 2016 about to be big for me. I know it's about to be big for you, and I know it's about to be a blessed year. And I hope you had a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful time last night. But here we go. So this story is about a gentleman, and he was walking with his friend, and they were walking through the wilderness, and they came up across this egg, and the gentleman knew what type of egg it was. It was an eagle's egg, and he looked up, but the eagle's egg was much too high for him to attempt to try to put the egg back in his nest. But he did notice a nest that was within reach that he can put it in. And so what he did was he took this eagle egg and he put it in that nest. And so they left and never really thought anything of it. So the prairie chicken came down to that particular nest because that was her nest. And as you know, a prairie chicken is not that big, but it came and it noticed that it had a bigger egg along with her baby eggs in the nest. But what it did was so remarkable is it came down and it warmed the other eggs and warmed that egg just like it did its own eggs. And soon after, the eggs hatched. So all the eggs hatched, and it took a little bit longer for the eagle's egg to hatch. But once it did, she loved on it and fed it. She would go out and get food for all the babies, and she would feed it just like she fed the rest of her babies. And so it was really remarkable. And so what happened was the eggs, the birds started to grow up, and just like little kids, they would go off and they would play together, and it was always something different about the eagle than the prairie chicken. But the brothers and sisters, they loved them just like it was their brother. They knew no difference. It was their brother. And so one day, and they had been told, do not go past a certain point in the wilderness. But as all kids do, and the birds, they went past that place where they were told to go by the elders. And so they went and they were playing and they were playing. And all of a sudden, they looked up and they seen this big, big bird, and they were astonished. And the bird that they were looking at was an eagle. And so the eagle was just floating around, just gliding, and they were just in amazement. And all of a sudden, it came down and it swooped and it took one of the prairie chickens and it took it up and it took it away. And so the rest of they started running, and the eagle he wasn't running as fast as the rest of the prairie chickens because it was looking at that eagle and it was in astonishment. It was like, wow. It was just an eye, like, wow, look at that big old bird. Look at his wings. Look at it. Wow. And so they're all running. So finally, they get to the camp. And as I said, the eagle was watching the bigger eagle. And so it took a little bit longer for it to get to the camp. But it eventually got to the camp. And so they were talking and they were going and they were trying to tell the elders and the parents what was going on. And they were like, what are you talking about, kids? What are you talking about? And they were trying to tell what happened to Johnny because Johnny was the one that got taken away. And they said, what do you stop it. Because they really couldn't understand with everything and all the chaos going on. And then finally, it was the old wise prairie chicken. And it came out and he said, what do the children talk about? What are they saying? And so one of the prairie chickens said to the elder prairie, he said, it was this big old bird with these big old wings, and it came down and it took Johnny. And he said, huh? He said, yes, children. That is a bird that tries to take us. And whenever you see this bird, you have to run as fast as you can away from this bird. And so the rest of them, they agreed and they said, okay. But the eagle, he said, wait a minute, I don't want to run from it. I want to be like that bird. I thought it was great. You know, I know he took our breath, but did you see the way it was flying? Did you see the things that it was doing? And they said, you run when you see it. And so they went to bed, and once again, they went past the park where they were supposed to go. And so they were playing, and all of a sudden they seen the bird coming again. And they ran. And so when they ran and got safety, the eagle, their little brother, said, you know what? I want to fly like that bird. I want to do exactly what that bird does. I want to soar. And all of his brothers and sisters said, you can't do that. We're prairie chickens, and if you don't know, a prairie chicken can only go about 6 inches from the ground. It can only go real close to the ground. That's as far as it flies. But as you know, an eagle can soar to heights that no other bird can go. He said, I want to be like that bird. They said, you can't be like that. You know you can't. We can only go so far off the ground. You're not like that bird. You're like us. He said, I am. I know I can do it. I feel like I can do it. Because he knew it was something inside of him that he could do that was different than his friends. But he was hanging around. He was hanging around his brothers and sisters. So he felt like that's all he could do. But he knew inside there was something different about him. And so he said, I'll show you I can do with that bird. He was like, you can't, I'll show you. And so he goes to the highest cliff. And he starts inching closer to the cliff. And as he inched closer, he started, I'm going to show him, but he started thinking, well, maybe I can't. Maybe I am just like my brothers and sisters and can only go 6 inches from the ground. And he got closer. And he said, no, I can. I feel it. I can do more. I know I can. And he got closer. And he said, but what if they're right? Because if they're right, then I'll die. But he said, no, I know I can. And he got closer and closer. And all of a sudden he gets to the edge. And because he started to believe all the different things that his brothers and sisters and his friends were telling him about what he couldn't do, he looked over the edge. And he backed up. And what happened was he lived a very comfortable life. And he lived for years. But he never jumped. Even though he was an eagle. Facebook family, you have something inside of it. You're an eagle. You're supposed to soar. You're supposed to go to heights that maybe your friends can't go to. Maybe your family has never went to. But it's inside of you. And it's always been inside of you. But you've been hanging around the wrong type of people who don't get you to the position where you're supposed to be in. You've been listening to family members, and we love our family members to death, but maybe they're just content just going 6 inches off the ground. But you know there's something different, something special inside of you that you're supposed to be doing. You know it. It's 2016. So if you didn't do it in 2015, it doesn't matter. In 2016, you can do something different. You're supposed to do something different. I told you I'm fired up, and I'm fired up about what you can do, what I can do to change the world, to change the position that we're in right now. You're an eagle. We're eagles. We're supposed to soar. It's our environments and society has told us what we can't do. It's told us that, because we're this color or because we're overweight or because it's telling us what we can't, but we can do it. We can because other people are doing it. Other people are soaring the heights. I seen this video one time of Steve Harvey and he was talking about jump, that you got to jump. You can't be like the eagle and back up because of what the things that you believe in your head. You got to go off that cliff and you got to jump. You have to jump into your greatness. That's the only way you're going to be great, is to do something different than other people are doing. I hope this message gets you fired up because I'm going to continue to bring it to you. I'm going to continue this year. I'm bringing you messages just like this. And yeah, it's 9 minutes. It's 9 minutes. It's 10 minutes. It's a long message. But you mean to tell me we can watch all kind of other videos on Facebook? We can watch all kind of videos on World Star Hip Hop. We can watch all these other videos that don't pierce our soul, that don't get us to understand that we have this greatness inside of us, and this greatness inside of us is going to put us in a position where we can do some great things. You deserve it. So in 2016, ain't no more settling. Ain't no more settling. We did that in 2015. Today is a new day. It's time for us to live the life that we're supposed to live. Share this with your friends. Believe this. Believe that the greatness is in you. You're an eagle. You're supposed to soar. All right, Facebook family. I'm fired up. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's live the life we're supposed to live.